Just want to let you know that we're also on brighteon.com. You can find our channel there. After we left the coffee farm, we headed down to Apaneca, and we had a little tour around the town. They had a really beautiful food court in there. We decided we would go in there and have our lunch, and it was really, really amazing. They had this little sign here we took a picture in front of. It was really nice. My husband got this excellent alcoholic beverage that was set into this pineapple. It was highly delicious, and they were pretty liberal with the alcohol. And of course I had my iced coffee. I think I've even convinced Stan to enjoy iced coffee from now on. There we are having a good little a lunch that was really delicious and not very expensive. They had this really cool tree out there. It was very large, and here you can see with my husband sitting in front of it how large that tree actually was. I took some pictures of some of the architecture around there. Driving around, and we stopped at another little town called Izalco. And in Izalco we actually saw this beautiful church, and we decided we'd go in and have a look at it. This church is interesting because it's very deep. You can see there from the picture. And when you come into the church, it's interesting because a lot of these churches I find, you know, the front doors open like this, but you'll see there's a set of inner doors inside there, and it's sort of like I guess it sort of blocks maybe some of the noise or whatnot. So they're just kind of hanging there on the columns, not really, you know, you just walk around. So it just kind of looks like there's doors and you're looking from the outside, but not really. As you can see, you can get around any side, but maybe it just kind of helps with the noise or kind of blocks the distractions from the service going on there. And this church had all these cabinets on the side, which are really interesting, with lots of different things in them. Like almost, there's probably 6 of them or something in there. You know, almost between every little space there was this gigantic cabinet. To me, it kind of reminds me of like a gigantic display cabinet or a china cabinet. And they had different things in it. Lots of artwork, some paintings, and even at the altar, I mean, the flower arrangement was so beautiful there. Really amazing. Just amazing what they do in the Catholic churches there. And of course the scenery. Can never forget the scenery with all the mountains. It is, you know, volcano land, so a lot of these are probably volcanoes, not just mountains. And there's all these lookout points. We're stopped at another lookout point here, taking some photos, just to the you know, amazing background or whatnot. And there was looks like a coffee farm here too on the hill. I find it very interesting because the land is not very flat, and I've seen some amazing looking, you know, farms set up on the side of a cliff. I'm thinking no tractor's ever going to be able to go down that hill. This is all hand picked crops, you know, whether it's corn or coffee or whatever. There's no way machinery can go down those steep cliffs. And here we are on the go again. This time we're traveling to another small town, and we had to stop and get some gas along the way, but I thought I'd do some video of some of the locations and stuff that we were traveling past, some small towns and some architecture, that kind of thing. Here, looking off into the distance, and again to these beautiful volcanoes in the background. And the next little town we went to is called Atekozol, if I pronounce that correctly. I kind of caught the edge of the sign there, and as you can see, we're driving around here. They have another sign right there on the land. You can always stop and take pictures in front of all these signs. So you can kind of remember what small towns you went to. And they always have these little tiendas on the side of the road, and I'll have a story about one in a future video, but you see them everywhere. There's hundreds of them, and there was one that is a little bit more memorable to us than others, and that'll be in a future video. I think you'll enjoy that story. And that night there was an earthquake. Actually, I believe we had 2 that night, or that night and the next night, but we didn't feel any of it. It was out in the ocean, a little bit too far away. So here we are the next day, doing a little shopping at a mall in Santa Tecla, and we had some lunch there. I can't remember the name of the mall. If my counterparts remember, maybe I'll put it in the description below. And this is actually outside of our Airbnb. This is our gate that opens up, and that was a really cool, like a Delft Blau lamp they had at our Airbnb. And we stayed in on that night and had our own little feast that we picked up from the grocery store. And I noticed the mayonnaise comes in a bag. Isn't that cool?
Don't forget to hit the like button.